Hi guys, and welcome to another unboxing video. Today I am talking to you over the enjoyment of a Ran special. Delicious. And we are going to take a look at the contents of this box, which was sent to me by Razer upon my request. Should be quite interesting. I will be doing a switch teardown about what's in here, as well as a review. And this is, as they labeled it, a PR unit. I didn't even know that was a thing, but anyway, let's go and have a look. Right, this is one of those FedEx boxes, I think, that sometimes a little bit difficult to open. Wait, wasn't there a tear strip somewhere? Whatever. I'm sure there's a tear strip somewhere. However, I can't find it. Maybe a knife will make my life a little bit easier. Frankly, I'm kind of butchering this box rather than opening it, but like I said, in my experience, these FedEx boxes really don't want to give up. So, close the knife, probably a good idea. It's quite a pig sticker. Nice. It's kind of variation on a whiskey sour that I developed with my brother. It's very nice. Right. Ooh, it's tiny. That is very cute. There's a staple in this box. Ow, ow, ow. Random staple, not good. Not bleeding, whatever. And that's it. Let's get rid of this box. And this one is tiny as well. Right, so you might be able to partially see through the paper already. It's like unwrapping a present. It's nice, this. I hope this is not too loud on camera. Right, the Huntsman Mini 60% optical gaming keyboard. And the Huntsman Mini Mercury 60% optical gaming keyboard. Now, a while ago, and I'll get the box here, they're already pre-readied, I did a review on this, the Huntsman with Razer linear optical switches, and I was very pleasantly surprised by this. I've already said several times that contactless linear switches have great promise, and these ones definitely include that. The weighting was very, very light though, and that kind of made it difficult to love them, but they were super duper duper smooth. And let's go and have a look what these two have in store for us. Right. Hey. Right. Just checking to see if I'm still in frame. Okay, wow, it is very, very light. As I recall, the earlier Huntsman that I reviewed was really light as well. This weighs almost nothing. Bloody hell, how much is this? I've got my scales here. Including cellophane, it is... Jesus, 450 grams. That's what? Is that... I think that's roughly exactly a pound in weird units. I don't know, whatever. Use a converter if you want. Just gonna take that out. Is this the third layer of packaging I've taken out, by the way? By the way, you might have already heard something that gives away what made me request this one. Yeah, exactly. Get back to that in a second. Right, second one. Just note it says 2-year warranty. Oh, that's not bad. Right, and this other one. Honestly, I didn't even know that Razer did white keyboards. In fact, it looks very much like an off-brand keyboard. Many Chinese clone keyboards have looks exactly like this. In fact, even the keycaps kind of remind me of that. Anyway. So, the more commonplace... Sorry, the increasing popularity, I should say, of 60% keyboards have now made it into mainstream gaming as well, apparently. Previously, you would pretty much only find 10 keyless keyboards in the gaming sector, but now even 60% are on the table. Now, this one is linear and feels damped. So, yeah, these should be these two types of switches, which, motherfucker. So Razer also sent me some loose switches, both of the clicky, which is this purple variant, and the linear version, which is this red one. And that's what I'll be doing the teardown video about, because I think it'd be quite cool to look at these in more detail. They're a very interesting design. And these two keyboards will obviously return in a review. I'll probably cover them at the same time, so in one review. Right, let's go. What else do we have? Presumably a cable. More violence. Okay, yes. A cable. Looks like USB-C and USB. Makes sense. And this will be the same. Oh, it's white though. Yeah, that makes sense. Not the most elegant unboxing I've ever done, I think, but whatever. Yeah, sure. Nice. And the manual. Blah, 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 blah. Our pursuit of the competitive edge knows no bounds. Backed by innovation and years of experience in developing the best in gaming technology, we create keyboards that execute your every command with blinding speed and peerless precision. The Razer Optical Switches bring you actuation at the speed of light. Cool one. And together with Razer Chroma lighting, you'll be able to personalize your setup for next level gaming immersion. Interesting. Right. Now, it mentions Razer Chroma, I just realized. I wouldn't necessarily call that a feature, but hey, well. So, without getting too much into the reviewy bit yet, these clicky switches, just as I tried them out immediately, they feel interesting. They don't feel like an MX Blue type of switch. Also, they don't quite sound like it either. I don't think that, yeah, it's difficult to say. I don't think the switch rattle. I'd have to look at it in more detail. However, these use a different clicking mechanism from Cherry MX Blue. They use a click bolt rather than a click jacket, if I understood correctly. And like I said, I'll be looking at the switches in quite nauseating detail at some point. This is really just a first impressions thing. It's quite interesting. These linear ones, yeah, these are definitely dampened. Yeah, must be. I can't be. Okay, let's bring out the old Razer Huntsman. Oh, by the way, I don't think these... No, these don't have an inner box. Where the fuck is the front? There you go. The old Huntsman looks quite a lot like this. Has the same mounting plate, I think. Yeah, it's very similar. And like I said, it's really quite light. I think you can already tell there's a sound difference, so these must be dampened, which I didn't count on, to be honest. But that's fine. That's much more interesting. Now I can compare the two. Right. So I'm just going to put this away again. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of 60% keyboards because it's just so limited. In fact, I'm pre-testing another keyboard which is essentially a 60% plus a numpad. I don't know if you can see that on camera. I'll be covering that one later, but that one is already pretty limited in keys as well. The 60%, it kind of has to be your thing. I think for most people the TKL would be more versatile, but whatever. I mean, different layouts and form factors for different people. Keycaps look exactly the same as on the previous Huntsman. It must be double shot PBT. Yeah, it looks like double shot PBT. You can see the purple switches and here the red ones. These are grey though. So as you can see, the housing on the... Actually, I say that. As you may be able to see if I put it a little bit closer to it, this has a black housing, whereas this one has a grey housing. So that's probably the difference. These ones, which I don't think are damped, these have a black housing as well. Interesting. You learn so much as you go along. Right, just another brief look at the box and then I'm going to end the video because I've been prattling on for way too long. A lot of the stuff I've already mentioned says on here: Razer optical switches, double shot PBT keycaps, detachable Type-C cable, I think I mean USB-C. Razer Synapse 3, Razer Chroma RGB. Synapse? Wait, is that the... Oh, wait. Yeah, I think the program is called Synapse, not Chroma. Sorry, Chroma is just the name of their lighting. Whatever. The Razer controlling program, that's the one that I think everybody hates, pretty much. 60% form factor for a portable, streamlined gaming experience. Onboard memory and preset lightning, just a bunch of hotkeys. It doesn't say all that much on the box. It's actually relatively, you'd say almost relatively quiet. A lot of gaming keyboard boxes scream all kinds of things at you. This is somewhat reserved. This one looks more traditionally Razer, with the black and green and heavy chroma look all over it. I think Razer clicky optical switch, light and clicky. Light and clicky. Now that's actually an interesting thing, which they don't specifically mention here, I think, but clicky optical switches, that's actually fairly new. Optical switches, or at least optoelectric ones, have existed for very long. Optoelectric switches were present in the early 80s in a Burroughs keyboard. That's well documented but very rare, so I don't have one myself to show you. But that's how long this has been used, this technology. But for clicky switches, this is something fairly new. Contactless switches like optoelectrics and Hall effects lend themselves very much to linear designs because they allow it to be contactless, whereas a clicky or tactile design more or less invariably requires some sort of rubbing action in order to achieve the clicky or tactile effect, and that kind of clashes with the whole point of being a contactless switch. So being a contactless clicky switch, that's fairly rare, let alone an optoelectric one. But again, we'll get to that in more detail during the review. Yeah, I'm really gonna leave it at this now, guys, because you must be pretty sick of listening to me by now. I'd like to say thank you for watching, and I look forward to doing the teardown video on the switches and the review on the keyboards. See you later. Bye, guys.